and just listening to your body. But for me, it's just like this morning, I ran 5 miles this morning and I was like, I got meetings, I got a lot of patients. It'd be so much easier if I didn't have to. It was like, Laurie, just get your shoes on and get your butt out the door. If you only run 1 mile, at least you started. Well, I ran the 5 miles, right? So it was just getting out there, just getting started. I think the key is just getting started and just do it, even if it's a little bit, right?
Welcome to the Fit Vegan Podcast. I'm your show host, Maxime, and I'm also the founder and CEO of Fit Vegan Coaching, a company that has helped over 700 people transform their lives from all over the world on a plant-based lifestyle. This show is for you if you're looking to optimize your health, fitness, physique, while leveling up your mindset to live your life to your fullest potential. Enjoy the episode. All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Fit Vegan Podcast. Today is a Fit Vegan success story with Dr. Laurie Marbas. Laurie, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Excited to have you on the podcast in a different setting this time.
Right. I get to share how wonderful you are and everything that you do. So this is fun.
And share how hard you've been working to get the results that
you have. You have been making me work hard, which is good because this old body needed some shaking up. So
yeah, good. So we've been together for like 3-4 months now.
I think we're in our fourth month. Yeah,
our fourth.
We just started our fourth month. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's just start off from the beginning. Kind of.
Yeah.
Where were you at, body wise, weight wise, health wise, that you kind of made you want to kind of create a change?
Yeah. So, it's interesting over the years. So I've been whole food plant-based for, 11 years. I will be 53 next month, so I'm not any younger than I was 11 years ago. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way.
Benjamin Button.
Exactly. It's like, I need a little Benjamin Button in my life. So, and I never was overweight ever. The highest I ever got was when I was 9 months pregnant. It was like 180, and I'm 5'7". But I would say, I have had a lot of stressors business-wise, starting a business, plant-based telehealth, selling it, moving. We all had COVID. We all know. So I think I got out of my routine of exercise. I would eat more because I was at home more. And again, it's just like you'd walk by the nuts and grab some handful of nuts, or peanut butter it's a god food. So I could partake in peanut butter at any time of day. So those type of things.
Are you the spoon person where you can just eat off a spoon? You have to put on something.
I will put a big spoon on a piece of bread or a tortilla. We would go out to eat and not worry about certain things. Again, always plant-based. But a few pounds creep up, and I'm always conscious. I never got I don't think my BMI even went over 22 ever. But for me, it was uncomfortable, right? So I would say probably an 8 to 10 pound gain in the direction that I just didn't feel comfortable. And I'd been at that weight previously, but I think there's probably a little bit different body composition going on. And so, just hearing how after I met you through Robert Cheek, and just understanding how you go through that process of lower calorie, but a smaller amount, and then this whole refeeding process, I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Really helped and make a lot of sense, right? And plus it was great to have the accountability to get back into the weight training, because I've done weight training before, get back into my running, because when we moved out here to California, my husband and I both ended up with COVID, and then our house literally, it flooded within 8 days. We had contractors every single day for 5 months. And so it's just, I'm trying to start a new business, and it was just a lot. And, and I've been through many stressors, as we all have before, but, it's just, like I said, it's easy to put the food aside, not worry about it, don't exercise, you're not paying attention to your sleep. Those things kind of coalesced and led to a point you're like, enough is enough. And I'm very good at pull up my boots and let's get to working. And so that was nice. And it is, and I haven't even been 100%, right? As far as doing all the extra, I've done most of the workouts, I'm really focused, and I've even traveled quite a bit and had success. But you've given some very nice guardrails on how to approach travel and some other things. And Yeah, so I've steadily lost weight. I'm around close to 10 pounds now. Gained muscle, lost body fat. I got an in-body, by the way, so I can do a more detail. I can't wait to share that one with you. I
Nice.
haven't set it up yet. It's downstairs. But anyway, so there's some really interesting things that have happened. So I've set some really hard goals for myself for a year from now to be able to, hit an under 2 hour half marathon, because I love the half marathon. I'm running my second one just this year. I've probably run 20 half marathons easily, and have come close to a 2 hour, but not quite, like 7 minutes or so. And so that's really great. And then strength wise, right? Doing pull up, pistol squat would be really cool. I just think it'd be cool to be at this age and be stronger than I ever have been. So yeah, so you're leaning me in that right direction, and I'm seeing progression in strength, and which makes me even more motivated. So like now, like this week with my running, and I have trained for half marathons, but not like I should have trained for half marathons.
Yeah.
But now I'm really training. Like, so now my weekly basis mileage, and I've run higher mileage before, but never like comfortably. So now I'm like only running 3 days a week, but I'm running comfortably 5 miles at a clip each like 2 weeks, and then I'll run a longer run like on Saturdays. And I feel really like I don't want to die at the end of it. Like, that's great. The strength helps.
Yeah, that's a huge part for endurance athlete, is they dismiss the benefits that strength training can bring to your running.
Yeah. Right, exactly. Well, and it helps too that there's nowhere to run flat here. It's like either uphill or downhill. So that piece has been very helpful. And even when I went to Colorado for a weekend, I didn't run the 7 miles I had planned, but I ran close to 4, which I felt pretty good about and felt pretty comfortable. I just ran out of time because I had to get to a dinner or a lunch. And so it was been really interesting. And strength-wise, for me, I've done bicep curls with 15s before, but it was always hard. But then I started doing with 20s and multiple ones. I was like, that's kind of cool, So, and it's not the machine. This is like true dumbbells, with good form, and really thinking, wow, okay. So now I started harassing my boys, Jonathan, my son, who's here, and Gabe came to visit, and Patrick. I'm like, what do you guys bicep? What is your highest curl? Because I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. They're like, dang, Mom, that's good. I'm like, yeah, but just wait. You're doing 25?
20 pounds is good.
Let me get 25, 30s. But and I'm not doing all of it, but I'll do a drop set and go down to 15 and 12s. But, and then the squats, I've been really paying attention to like my deeper squat, because of the part of the pistol squat, goal would be in feeling really comfortable and strong and working on hip flexibility and ankle flexibility and be able to get that. So it's been really helpful in making me pay attention to my body and what I'm doing. And it's not like you take a lot of time to, talk each thing. Like, it's a perfect amount. It's like, give a food plan, you give your workout plan, you can substitute if you need to, you check in, you make us check in, and make sure it's on time. And you ask some very good questions. Like what was our goals, or what was good, physically and non-physically. I have to really struggle, honestly, because I don't think about the non-physical goals. I like those.
It's there for that reason.
It is, right, because I don't know. I'm always working on something, but I don't ever think of it as a win. I just think of it as, it's just something I do. Like, I'm always learning and trying to do that anyway. But yeah, so it was really nice, because it makes me think about what was another positive, I don't know. I'm just so grateful for so many things that I feel like there's so much that could be. But anyway, that's been good, and very good. And it's got me in a very good system and training regimen that I feel I can maintain, even being a busy professional, a doctor, and my age, because I am not 43 anymore. There is a difference. Things happen. There's definitely things that change as you get older, and I just feel better in my skin, so thank you, my friend. It's been fantastic.
Yeah, well, you're welcome. And you did all the hard work, and ultimately, we're only halfway through the journey, right? And just,
Yeah, not even completely done yet. So this is kind of fun. I'm edging towards my weight when I got married 30 years ago.
yeah,
And it wouldn't be much more. And granted, I know body composition, I might weigh more, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not far off from my high school weight either. And I hadn't seen that number in 35 years. So longer than you've probably been on this earth. So I'm
yes.
just saying. That will be impressive feat
Yeah.
because I'm tall, so it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, and just to put it into context also for the people listening, like you drop about 10 pounds, but
Yeah,
your body fat percentage dropped by about 7% body
yeah,
fat. So when you kind of do the math on that, it tells you you're able to put on a significant amount of lean muscle to
yeah.
be able to decrease your body fat by that much. And the scale only, it's like only dropped 10 pounds. It would have been more if
Right,
we didn't put on muscle, basically,
right, right.
which is
No,
a
and I wouldn't have got
positive.
stronger. Right, I wouldn't have
Yeah.
definitely wouldn't have got stronger. Yeah, you definitely. And I'm watching measurements shift. Like for
Yeah.
me, I actually look forward to the little. I have less worry about the scale. I mean, the scale makes me think about what I'm doing each day. Like I try to jump on there every day just to like, especially if I know I might have partaken in chips and salsa once last week. But so I'm thinking just a few, which makes me
I
mindful,
had some
right?
too this week too, so it's fine.
It is my Achilles heel. But the tape measures actually become quite a really joy, honestly. I
You're down
mean,
3 inches for your waist, I think, around three
right.
inches.
And I'm not even where I was when I was in my late 30s active duty. I probably have another, I don't know, half inch or so to go. And the thing is, I'm not, if someone looked at me, they'd still consider me, even then, when I started, as thin, right?
Yeah.
I referred to myself as skinny fat, but it wasn't even skinny fat. I mean, I was still strong and active, but I wasn't what I am now. And I'll be
Yeah.
really curious to see what I am at the end of this whole thing.
Yeah.
But because I do know that as I lose weight, gain more muscle, I run faster. So I've shut off, I don't know, cut off like 4 minutes off my 4 mile pace that I was on. So, but now I'm beyond that. So yeah, it'll be really curious to see as I start training because I have a half marathon in November
Hmm.
that I'm training with my daughter in Boston. That's just going to be my baseline. That's going to be my foundation, and then I'll start doing speed work and really, honing in on those things to make me faster.
Yeah.
Um,
But you're
but I
gonna be
just want to
reverse
get.
dieting. You're gonna be reverse dieting during that time. So you're gonna stay
Yeah.
that lean, but you're gonna have more food coming in, so more fuel for the rate for the running. It's gonna be
Uh,
great.
yes, there are a few times that I've been working out a little bit more than maybe you're prescribed because of my running, because I
Yeah.
really enjoy running. And so I'm really looking forward to eating more. Yeah,
Yeah.
because there are
Reverse
some
dieting.
days that I'm a little hungry. It's like, no, Lori, you're all right.
Yeah. It's part of fat loss, right? And
Yeah.
ultimately, people need to like accept that there's nothing wrong with a little bit of hunger, right?
No, there's not.
It's been around for a long time. Being stuffed is a new world problem. People weren't stuffed all the time before.
Exactly. Well, and I'm also utilizing because I have a glucose mastermind group that I'm working with. I have a beta group, and I'll be doing some more. So I've been wearing a CGM the last 2 weeks, and it's really interesting to see. And I've done it before, but it's been really fun to see like exercise and the different, the dietary things. It's been really interesting to stay within my goals of protein and calories and eating just to challenge and see some experiments that I promised I would do with my group. It's been fun. Yeah, it's been really fun actually to feed myself and see what happens. But yeah, it's good.
Yeah. So how, like, obviously I got an idea of it, but how has your experience been with doing all of this online? Because I know a lot of people
Oh,
fear that
fine.
like, no, I need to have a trainer there to like be beside me to make sure I do my exercise. Like, how have you found that in terms of experience and accountability?
I haven't had any problem because the app keeps me. It reminds me. I haven't clicked everything. I would say the app's been super helpful because it does send those reminders. But I forget to click everything that I've done. Like you have other goals, right? Being mindfulness.
Yeah.
The book thing is not a problem for me because I'm always listening to books or podcasts or reading. So that was like, yeah, easy win. Yeah, I drink plenty of water. But the meditation thing, I forget to put that because I'm usually like before I go to bed or get up in the morning and I'm busy.
Yeah.
But that's been really interesting because I think so many of us don't do that. But yeah, our check-ins are online, the app, the messaging. I think it's fine. I think it's great. Actually, honestly, I think it would be more difficult if you weren't online because then I would have to go somewhere or you would have to go somewhere. And I think it's actually more beneficial for me at least. And because I need the ability, because what if, if I did a check-in, maybe I'm going to be in Northern California, like I'm leaving tomorrow, or what if I was in Colorado or DC
or
or
something with the kids that you can't make the appointment. At least online, you just have that flexibility while you're driving. We can do a call or something like that.
Right, exactly. So yeah, no, it's been perfectly great online, and I actually prefer it. So yeah, although you keep saying you're going to come work out with me, I will be hyper conscious that day.
Well, I just bought a nice camera, which you can say got good quality on this end. So I'll get Ivy to come in and shoot us, and we'll do a workout.
All right, I'll probably be sore the next day because I feel like you're gonna give me a good push.
Of course, you need the full experience of soreness for a week after for your leg workout.
I will say that's the nice thing. How I've approached this which makes it very enjoyable, is that you give enough time with your selection of exercises to see that first experience and kind of, push yourself and meet the reps and stuff, but know that you can increase it. And so that's what I've done, is just progress. Like, I've not stayed the same week on week. Like, I've added more weight to the point that I was like, okay, this is getting hard. This is getting, it's like, this is getting hard. Right.
Yeah.
So, and so I think that's why I've definitely seen progression and continued improvement. And I think there is something, because I've done significant weight training in the past. I think there is some muscle memory helpful there. And I already knew how to do most of these exercises. Although there is this one that I hadn't done before. Well, there's a few. But it's really it's understated. Like, you wouldn't think it would be hard. It's that one where you stand sideways with the band and you bring it in and out and you go up. Like, holy moly.
Yeah.
That is a really good, such a simple move. And you're just like, oh, yeah. So I'm definitely feeling muscles I hadn't felt in a while and pushing myself. So that's what I like. I think probably the best thing I think is, beyond the fact that you've given prescribed the exercise and food, is really the freedom to push myself a little bit harder and see where I'm at. So yeah, I think it's great flexibility.
Yeah. And so I saw your last Instagram post, a little update. I think you're able to do your first negative pull-up.
I'm able to do 2 now, right? So that was the other thing. Yes. So, and people are like, oh, this is really sad, but it's good for me. It's like,
they're hard when you start off. They are hard.
They're very hard because I don't want to do a chin.
With negatives. Yeah.
Right. And I'm doing like a pull-up. I'm not doing a chin-up, which I feel like I could probably control a little bit easier. But literally, you're like, you assign those 5 negative pull-ups. And I was like, oh yeah, I could do that. So I get up on there because I was using a different approach to do the pull-ups. I was doing kind of like a sitting, like half my body weight, right, pull-up, and just kind of pulling myself up, getting that strength. But what was happening, you did the negative pull-ups, which would have been the next phase. I got up there because I have a pull-up bar in the garage, and I just went, I was like, wow, that's not good. And so I kind of readjusted a few things and started working on the lower one. You're like, Laurie, just go try it again. I'm like, okay. So then I did it, and Pat, my husband, he's like, wow, you actually did it. And I was like, and it was slow. It wasn't fast. So then I was like, maybe I could do another one. And I did. And so 2, and I think I could push myself to 3. I need to do it at the beginning of the workout and not at the end of the upper body, which will make a difference. But yeah, no, that's been good.
We'll progress to full pull-ups after that. Once you can do 5, we'll do the next iteration, and then we'll get you to do a bunch of full pull-ups.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to see.
With 1-arm pull-ups.
All right. That's just kick-ass, Mom. That will be I'll start every speech. If I ever go in public and I'm like, where's the pull-up bar? I'm going to do a one-arm pull-up. Now,
Yeah.
drop mic, no more things to say.
Here's a cheat
Plant-based
for
diet.
you for one-arm pull-ups.
Oh.
You just grab your arm like this to do one, because then you're kind of pulling with your left, but it looks like you're doing a one-hand one, so it's a little bit of a cheat. So it's a lot easier than just like literally one arm and trying to pull yourself up. I can't do like that, but I could definitely do with the hand here. It makes it easier. So.
Yeah. So Jonathan, my middle one, during COVID, he went through this phase where he wanted to break the 24-hour pull-up record. And he got to 1,000 pull-ups. He could do 1,000 pull-ups in 90 minutes. And then he started working, and he's like, I don't have time. He tore up his hands. And, that was part of, it's my badge of honor, is see these calluses.
Yeah.
And I don't wear a ring when I'm doing it. But they're just, they're lovely. Yep.
It's part of it, right?
It
shows
is.
that you're working hard. And, you
and they're peeling
wear
off
gloves also if you want to, but
I have some gloves, but they still rub a little bit. I think they probably need to be a little bit smaller, but they're starting to peel off now. They're pretty. It's yellow, and I'm a manual laborer.
Yeah, good. Well, we need a bit of that. We're just at our computer the majority of the day on calls, right? So we just need that physical component of the day.
Exactly.
So obviously training's been great. You've been seeing some progression in your strength and your body composition. How has nutrition been? Because you mentioned you're already eating whole food plant-based. So what's slightly different now, and how have you handled traveling? Yeah,
so I would say with the food component, for me, it's been more focused on the calories and the protein, making sure I'm eating those two. Because of the travel, and you guys were great, because I mentioned what I do every morning, and I didn't want to give that up, was my smoothie, which is, some people wouldn't find it palatable. I think it's delicious, but my husband and I have been literally sharing like that. We've been doing that for years. I'm just like, I'm not going to give that up. I can add protein powder or whatever to it, which I had already had, and which is great because you incorporated that into my diet.
Made you a custom recipe.
Exactly, but it makes me think about what I am eating, right? So I am eating at a caloric deficit. Not, it's been more this last month, but there is a point.
We're the last month of the fat loss.
Yeah, it was really interesting though, because you speak about the hunger piece. Like the other times, the first 2 months, like the hunger wasn't such an issue. Then you lowered it. I was like, I get that now. And it's a good lesson in breathing. You'll be fine, Laurie. It's okay. And I'm fine after that. But no, I would say, because then I start looking for things and being mindful of portion sizes and really paying attention to like weights or measurements. And when I go out to eat, I plan ahead. I try to, like with the travel, kind of like you mentioned, doing a smoothie or a protein drink. So I actually ordered some my favorite protein powder to come in little packets. So I should better be getting them today, because I'm going to be upset. Instead of bringing my big tub, but that, and then, saving quote unquote calories for later, right? Because I'm going to a wedding and they're going to have vegan options, and I want to at least try. I like to try food.
Yeah, of course.
So I will, and I'm also running 8 miles on Saturday as part of my training. So I need some food, but I also want to save some food. So I think it gives me great guardrails, and it's been pretty easy for the most part. And if, Pat wants to go out and get like a acai bowl, instead of getting the large one, I get a small one, and I'm still happy, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm enjoying it. When we met with you guys and we ate, I was being very mindful, and I ended up
the same thing.
We did. So I was so proud. I was like, I ordered what, Maxime? I was like, all right, I'm going to have to make some really healthier choices here. What can I have? But yeah, it's you can travel, you can do those things. There's definitely that flexibility. I still saw progression. I think there was only 1 week that my weight kind of stayed the same. And that was with, the day before was travel with the plane and stuff. And then it dropped right back where I did have a positive loss, and the next day. So, I think overall I've had pretty much good energy. except for the travel and not sleeping. My sleep, the Whoop, was really important. I've been wearing that at night. I don't wear it all day because I have like the CGM. I have two. I'm like, I can't. So I just wear it at night. It's been really good because I look forward to really honing in. Because, like, for example, our last check-in, you're like, Laurie, keep your variability of falling asleep and getting like within an hour. And I was like an hour and a half. And so now I'm thinking, I got to go to bed earlier. And so, you saying that to me, I would have never thought about that. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. And the other thing that was really interesting was that I'm paying attention to is my like heart rate variability, seeing what exercise does with that, really working hard because I want to see those things improve, those parameters. And then also, stress, like if I watch a movie or something, like I watched a World War II movie, and for some reason World War movies just tear me up. I don't know why, but I'm wearing the CGM, my blood sugar went up, I didn't sleep well that night, I could see my efficiency was lower, and I'm like, I can't do that anymore. So that's been really good because these are things I would not have paid attention to or put the two together, because now I'm really focused in on becoming a healthier, stronger, older human, and thinking about longevity versus, just running faster. I'm like, what can I do to maintain no injuries, eating well, utilizing, everything that I tell everyone else to do. So I'm learning some lessons too that I have been incorporating with patients. So you've been teaching me how to speak to them and a few nuggets there, which has been great. I've been sharing your information with them. So yeah, it's been really good. So I think people would be remiss not to engage with you in any capacity, be it your free masterclass programs, your group, your other training, like really, honestly. And I have talked to a lot of people, and you by far you're exemplary as far as I'm concerned on what you are doing. So it's pretty cool.
I appreciate that. Well, it's definitely, it's a pleasure working with you because you're working hard. And, I just want to point out for people too, like, and it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Like Laurie hasn't been 100% with everything the whole way through and still got amazing results, right? Yep. People think that once they take on the journey, they're like, I'm going to do everything perfectly. I'm not going to miss anything. I'm not going to waver off the meal plan. And it's like, wait, life's going to happen. Family stuff is going to come up. You're going to travel. Work's going to get busy. And ultimately, you're still able to get results. So how, because you've been doing it for a while, but how do you just, get back on track whenever you do have something that throws you off track?
I think the hardest one for me to get back on track is sleep, right? So when I'm gone and traveling, like when I went to DC, and I've traveled a lot since we were working together. I went to DC for like 4 days, and that, going east really messes with me from, that 3-hour time difference. And I just did not sleep well. And so for me, it's just, going back to the basics. So I ate well, I stayed in plan, and I still had progression. Like for me, it's, if I get my sleep right, and I'll try to do as much as I can, or I will adjust, move and exercise. Like there was one night, I don't know what was going on. I was exhausted, and I tried to do my weight training in the evening because I have a hard time doing it in the morning. I'd rather run in the morning. I don't do them on the same day, but I just feel like I don't feel pressure to get it done faster because I always have meetings, but in the evening I can and I sleep better. I'll just move it to another day, which you have that flexibility, which has been really helpful. And I've even missed, 2 or 3 workouts. And because of, again, travel or timing. But again, I just know that there is a certain limit that I just said I can't not miss this. So I don't know, I feel like it's a burden to get back on it. I don't feel like I'm guilty or anything, but it's like, man, next meal's on, the next workout's going to be on. And the other thing that's really important that I do is just like, okay, Laurie, you don't feel like working out. So that one workout that I was just really tired, I actually went to the garage and started lifting, and I was like, man, I am just not, I just can't. And that was okay. And I was okay with that. And I did it, I think the next day or 2 days later, and it was great. So, I just rescheduled it, and just listening to your body. But for me, it's just like this morning, I ran 5 miles this morning, and I was like, I got meetings, I got a lot of patients today. It would be so much easier if I didn't have to. It was like, Laurie, just get your shoes on and get your butt out the door. If you only run 1 mile, at least you started. Well, I ran the 5 miles, right? So it was just getting out there, just getting started, and just understanding this conversation in my head and not letting those voices in my head, there's not many of them, just a few. A few,
Well, according to Tony Robbins, we all have like 10 different personalities. And so...
Yes, I would say we probably all have different masks that we wear with different people. I try to be transparent. But I think the key is just getting started and just do it, even if it's a little bit, right? Because you will snowball into the next thing. So in planning is really important because you're less likely to fall off track. So I know there's certain restaurants here that we go to regularly, like after church, we go to a restaurant. Then we found another place. So Pat wanted to try Greek food. I'm like, all right, let me find what's on there. And that's been really good. So I will find my meal and that's compliant. And because afterwards too, right? So after we're done finishing the program, I want to maintain. So it's really important that I incorporate these things I'm doing with you as a habit moving forward, and it don't change that.
So one of my questions for you, you mentioned it earlier, but does this feel like it's something that's sustainable for you? Obviously, once we increase your food back up, but in terms of like lifestyle, food choices, and kind of workouts.
Because I haven't, before, I'm an all-in type person. I typically try to do too much, I think, at once. I think what I found is there's a nice balance of, workout, strength training for me 3 days a week, running 3 days a week, and having that day of rest for the most part. Sometimes, but then I will walk on my weight training days, like 3 miles or something, because I just enjoy the movement piece. And I feel better, so I think it's going to, and I've already spent several months engaging this as a habit. It shouldn't be a problem to continue. Plus that public declaration of my goals is helpful for me. I know some people don't think public declaration of goals is helpful, but for me it is, because I'm always preaching this message, and I need to show the people that I am actually following it to the best that I can. Well, this podcast is a public declaration as well, because this is your mid-journey update. So we need to do another episode once you're done reverse dieting, you're done your transformation. We'll be talking about all the yummy food that I've added back on.
You'll get a large acai bowl instead of a small acai bowl.
That's awesome. I cannot wait.
Hey, I'm there too with you. I'm at like 2,200 calories, and I'm 6'4", 200 pounds. It's not a lot of food. So I get the hunger. I got some fizzy water ready to go in between meals.
It's a LaCroix for me. And water, like here's my other water. And, it's kind of, I got this from Cafe Gratitude. It's like, what are you grateful for? I love that. So
I spent so much money there.
Oh my goodness. The food is delicious. And, so for me, it is, it's really important at this point in my life that I understand if I take care of my health and my mental health gets better, not that I had any mental health issues, but we all have stress and anxiety or, thinking about things, that I handle things.
It just increases.
Right. I'm just a nicer, kinder person, which gives me space to be creative and do more things for more people. In service, and so, which is, at the end of the day, is my most important value, is service and encouraging others. So so this feeds into that, and that's really, really important to me. So it's because I've connected it to my value, and knowing that I'm a better person, I will keep going. Like, that is really important to me, that I can look at myself in the mirror and go, Laurie, you've done everything you can. And I will sleep better at night because of that. So,
well, let's get you doing pistol squats and pull-ups at 53.
Pistol squats. I have till 54. I put myself out because I'll be 53 next month, but I've given myself a year. at 54 next October. So
Yeah.
I should be able to do my goals by then. If I haven't, then
Oh, you will way before then, for sure.
I hope so.
Yeah. Hey, it's like I tell you, consistency compounds, right? So
Yes.
if you just do just for example, what I gave you, those 5 negative pull-ups a day,
Yeah.
within a matter of like a few months, you'll be able to do a full pull-up,
Right.
controlled,
Nice.
actually done properly.
Nice.
So, yeah, and
Yep.
we'll test you when we do a workout together. That's when we're
Lord.
gonna get on camera. That you first pull up.
Okay. Wow. Let's just
Yeah.
do. So you're not working out with me then for a few more months because
I'm not coming down
just,
in October because I'm going to Hawaii and have a bunch. And we're going to be in Colorado together. For
Oh, that's
ACLM.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. So
So we can do
which will be
November.
on my birthday. I think October 28th. I think is that weekend. It'll be my birthday, 53rd birthday.
Okay. Well, we'll celebrate your birthday. Ivy's going to be there with me.
Awesome. Fantastic. I love Ivy. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll go out to find a proper way to eat and actually celebrate too.
We'll find a healthy spot. I've never been to Colorado, so I heard there's like some good vegan spots ish.
There's some good vegan spots, but they are not healthy. So,
Okay. They're like
but
the comfort food.
oh yeah, but they are very, very good.
Yeah.
So there's
I'm probably
plenty.
gonna get some whole harvest shipped in to the hotel.
Now the food that they provide at the conference will be all plant based and very good. Yeah.
Oh, is it included like the Parentition Project?
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
that
you're
was so much fiber.
oh, you're gonna have lots of fiber, my friend.
I was talking with Robert and a few other people. I was like, man, it's like I eat healthy at home. Like, why am I going to the bathroom so much? And he's like, me too, man. He's like, I'm bloated. So we like tripled our amount of bathroom trips per day, and I was like, what is happening? And everyone, there was like lineups.
Oh
I was
my
like, they're
gosh.
injecting fiber in the broccoli. Yeah, it's pretty.
There's
intense.
probably more raw. There's a lot of raw foods.
Yeah.
But that is really funny. But no, yeah, you'll get. It's pretty tasty. I haven't. I think this is our first conference in Colorado, so I'm not sure, what the hotel and stuff. But
Yeah.
every ACLM conference I've been to, the food's been really good. So,
I'm excited.
and plantation too. So yeah, but now I don't know if every single meal is provided. Like there might be a dinner or breakfast or something that's not, but definitely that middle meal of the day will be provided, and probably some dinners. So
Yeah. Oh, good. Also get some whole harvest shipped in because Ivy and I might stick around after.
oh, nice.
Yeah, those have been really handy. I appreciate you making the introduction and the connection.
You're welcome. Yeah, no, they're fantastic. I'll try and get my youngest to meet. You can meet Gabe because he's a member. So
Yeah, definitely. Well,
Absolutely.
Laurie, I want to say a big thank you for taking the time to jump on the show. This is a great mid-transformation update. I'm excited for the final episode and kind of like see your before and after photos and then clips of you doing pull-ups.
Oh Lord.
It's going to be great.
I don't even wear I wear when I go to the beach and stuff, it's a one full one and the little shorts. I've never been one to expose the middle drift, and so that's gonna be
That
would be scary.
Once it looks the way that you want it to look.
it didn't even
people
necessarily
feel
look
differently.
bad, right?
No,
it
didn't.
didn't.
But everyone has their internal standard of okay, now I'm okay.
Right. I mean, I am middle age and I've had 3 children, so it didn't look bad. It's just
Honestly,
a
you
weird.
could do it now. You look fit now, so there's nothing.
I feel pretty fit. No, I really do.
Your photos look great.
I've literally I've cut my size, my pants size. I was running. I think I shared you this. I had some, those the tighter running shorts with the pockets because I could put all my stuff on. And I used to, when I started my running, those were fine. It didn't, feel like I was losing my pants. But literally, I started running. I was like, my God. I was pulling them up and folding them over. And I was like, my pants are going to fall down.
Yeah.
And they didn't. So I went and had to buy 2 sizes smaller. And they still fit okay, but I'm still this morning I was like pulling, I'm like, you are kidding me. I can't afford to replace these again.
Yeah.
But,
Buy
so anyway.
Lululemon. That way you just exchange them. Be like, hey, they're too big. And then they'll just trade them for free. All my clothes is Lululemon. Anything that happens to it, they'll replace it for a lifetime.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. I like Lululemon, but you know who I like is that Oiselle. It's Osielle. They have the pockets right. It fits my butt, stays on my hips. Like, but yeah, I've worn them a long, long time. But yeah.
Just return them, like, hey, I bought the wrong size. So, right, that's the thing with fat loss that people don't think of. There's two main things that people don't consider. One is if you're exercising at home, eventually you will outstrength the weights and the resistance you have at home. You'll need to buy more.
Yeah,
Or
which
go to
I
a
have
gym.
already did.
Or go to a gym or buy more weights. And then the second is like, if you are consistent with it, you're gonna have to buy a whole new wardrobe. I have another platinum member up in San Francisco that's in the financial industry. She's down, I think, like 40 plus pounds.
Whoa.
And she's like, I keep having to rebuy clothes for work because they're loose and I have to look professional. So it's like, I keep having to I'm like, just don't buy too much at one go, because we still got a ways to go, you know? So like, just don't buy too much in one go. I'm like, it's a fun problem to have.
Right. No, yeah. I'm closing in on would be my maximum, I would think, because I think much more would be unhealthy. But no, it's impressive how things shift and change, and pretty quickly, honestly. Because I don't think I've weighed this low amount since 2016 or 17. I was looking back through some other records I have. So it's been a while. So.
Yeah. Just about, like, people think it's this whole crazy game plan and strategy that needs to happen. It's just like, let's just optimize what we're doing for exercise. Let's be efficient with it. Let's be efficient with your nutrition. It's not about trying to, change every single aspect of your life. It's like, just start on the basics and the rest will kind of start to fall into place.
Yeah, and what I was worried about, in the beginning was the resistance training take like 2 hours and all these different. No, it's like 4 or 5 solid. Now you've been upping my sets, and the 5
45 minutes now ish.
Like, but and I'm okay in the evening because if it takes more time. But I was like, man, I was thinking it would be like 8 or 10 different exercises, but you're doing much more like compound. They're fun to do. It's like I said, it's 4 or 5, maybe. Yeah, I think at the max 5, and the stretching and of course the warm up. But no, it's not been hard at all. And I would be honest, if it was, I would tell you.
Yeah, it's been a pretty smooth process, right?
Yeah.
I haven't had 100%. Any hiccups with you.
No hiccups. No hiccups that I can think of. Other than this month, I am feeling a little hunger pangs, so I will be looking forward to that whole refeeding process.
Yeah, well, you're in the last month of the fat loss phase.
Yeah.
Then we start increasing the food, and then ultimately, genuinely, once you get to about like month 2 to 3 into reverse dieting, you'll be like, I'm stuffed, and then I'll be like, hey, we still have another month and a half of increasing to go. So your stomach will stretch, right? Not in the sense that physically you'll have a bigger stomach, but your ability to handle volume of food will stretch. And then it's great because then you're consuming, 2,000, for example, 300, 400 calories to maintain your fat loss. Now you're in a prime position because, especially if you're racing, you get to consume a ton of food without putting on fat. It's not going to sabotage your body composition, and you get to stay light and strong.
Right. No, I'm looking forward to that process. So
yeah,
should be fun.
It's weird. A lot of people struggle with it because they're like, I'm eating more food, but I feel like I'm going to get fat if I eat more food. And I'm like, no, you're going to be okay.
Yeah. No, it's been good. So, I've had a great time. This has been very, very good. Eye-opening, for sure.
Yeah.
Just do what I'm told.
Yeah. That usually works best. Trust the process.
Exactly.
So, Laurie, what would you have to say to the people that are listening, that are on the fence, that have been they've been looking into working with us? And honestly, a lot of people listening to this podcast, I've spoken to over a year ago. And I know for a fact they haven't changed because they update me on where they're at. So what would you say to someone that's on the fence of committing to themselves to transforming?
I'd say number one, they should work with you because you provide a safe space where people can share struggles and triumphs at the same time and always find an encouraging word. So that's really, really important, right? So it's just not like you need to do this because blah, blah, blah. You're not beating them down. So they're going to get encouragement regardless. You're going to meet them where they're at, but also push them in a gentle, prodding way. And number two, if you're sitting there on the fence, and I would say, ask yourself, why are you still sitting on the fence, right? Because at the end of the day, time is passing by. We're not promised tomorrow. Mm-hmm. We only have today. And if you are given many tomorrows, what type of tomorrows do you want this to be? Do you want it to be like full of regret because you didn't make a decision? Or are you going to be like, man, I'm so glad I finally did something? But you got to challenge yourself. If you want to grow, you're going to have to step outside your comfort zone and embrace, a little bit of discomfort and a little bit of struggle. But at the end of the day, you become much more confident, you become stronger, and just think of all the ripple effects, all the wonderful things that are going to happen. If you're a mom, you're going to be an example for your kids. If you're a sibling, you're going to be, for your siblings, you're going to be much more present when you're at work. You're going to be able to provide opportunities for others to learn like what you're doing because they're watching you. They're going to ask questions. And I think honestly, at the end of the day, each human just wants to make someone else's lives better. Yeah. I know that's a big part of you. And so the best way to start is by taking care of yourself. So, get in the trenches, start doing the work, and see the wonderful things that are happening, because I think you'll be surprised at how much good is coming out of it, not only for yourself, but for others as well.
Yeah, I think it's beautifully put. And, for the people listening, there's two options for you guys. Down below in the show notes, if you're on podcast or on YouTube, there's a link to get a free Fit Vegan meal plan. So you get a test of what it's like to eat like Dr. Laurie. All right. So you just join our free Fit Vegan community. We'll send you the meal plan for free for you to experiment with it. Get a custom grocery list, a meal plan. You'll be able to eat some whole food plant-based recipes. And the other one is if you just know that you want to do the full transformation, there's a link down below to book your free coaching call with us. We'll help you build a game plan. We'll strategize together and ultimately see, if you would want to work with us, if we'd be a good fit to do this together and help you transform your life. But those are your two options. And I want to say a massive thank you for everyone that's listening to the episode. Dr. Laurie, thank you very much for your time. I'm looking forward to our workout. And we will see everyone in the next episode. Bye.